Are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
I need to do a short introduction.
Yes, thank you.
Well, Mr. Ambassador, thank you for coming to our program. It's a joint program that we have with the Educational Broadcasting System to better introduce the world to the Korean audience. And thank you so much for agreeing to introduce your country, Turkey, to us. I think for many Koreans, Turkey really doesn't need much of an introduction.
No, I don't think so.
Many Koreans feel incredible affinity, friendship towards Turkey for many, many reasons, for historical reasons. I think all Koreans remember the contribution, the sacrifice that Turkey made for us during defending our country during the Korean War. And for many, many other reasons, we feel very close. I myself have visited your country, your beautiful country, once, and Istanbul is just one of the most amazing cities.
Thank you.
And of course, the richness of the culture, the incredible mix between, well, East and West,
Yes,
as they
exactly.
say. It was just wonderful. And I think this will be a wonderful opportunity for the Korean audience to really learn about Turkey from you. So I very much look forward to this program. Thank you. And
thank
welcome.
you very much. I'm very pleased to be here, and I'm very thankful to the EBS and the ASEAN Institute for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to present a little bit of Turkey and maybe speak about the Turkish-Korean relations. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So.
Specchio di sole, dagli del sorriso, dalle sirene al canto, delle vedove al pianto, gerani sui balconi, nascondono un rimpianto. Lava che lava, che lava, che lava. Lava che lava, che lava, che lava.
As you see, our subject will be the history and culture of Turkey and the Turkish-Korean relations. Let's start. Who are the Turks? The origins of the Turks is in Central Asia, actually. We originated from Asia like the Koreans, and I will start a little bit later about talking about. And since now, the Turks have established 16 states, 16 kingdoms, the last state being a republic, the Turkish Republic. As you can see, one of the Turkish kingdoms, the Göktürk kingdom, possibly have related to Goguryeo, the first Korean kingdom, in Central Asia, a little bit eastern of Asia. So we have some commonalities with Koreans. The language is a common feature, because the Korean language and the Turkish language, they belong to the Ural-Altaic language family. So our grammar is the same. There are certain words that we can share with the Koreans as well. It was the Chinese who first called us Turks. And we found the first Turkish names on certain obelisks, what are now in present-day Mongolia. So there have been some monuments, obelisks, on which the name Turk is stated. So our roots go back to Central Asia. There have been migrations, as you know. Some Central Asians moved to the east, like the Koreans, some moved to the south, and the Turks moved to the west. There are a lot of Turkic nations or peoples living in Asia. We call them under this common name Turkic because they speak a language related to Turkish. With many of the peoples, by little effort, we can speak with them, especially with the Uyghurs in China, which actually is in larger areas called Turkestan. There is a country called Turkmenistan, as you know. Our closest language relative is the Azeris, the Azerbaijanis. We speak almost the same language with them. There is no difference. However, in Turkey, present-day Turkey, we say that in a continent starting from the North Sea, Europe, going to the Chinese Wall, you can travel by only speaking Turkish, because there will be communities which speak a lot of Turkish in the world. This is Anatolia, present-day Turkey, which is a very old cradle for international civilizations, dating back to almost 12,000 years back. Right now, here, there are excavations made. Göbekli Tepe. There is a temple right now excavated, which is possibly the first settlement of mankind, worshipping some kind of a religion. There have been a lot of civilizations in Turkey, so you will notice that this is the Trojan horse. Troy is in Turkey, but also places like Ionia, Ephesus, Phrygians, Lycians, Urartums. These are all ancient civilizations that have lived in present-day Turkey at one stage of the history. This is the map of the Ottoman Empire. The Turks, after immigrating to Anatolia, to our present-day land, started different kingdoms, but the Ottomans was the last of them. Actually, it started as a very small Hanate in the west part of Turkey, but it grew and it occupied the land of the previous empire, the Byzantine Empire, and the one previous to that is the Eastern Roman Empire. So it occupied the same area, maybe a little bit larger than the Eastern Roman and the Byzantine empires, and it was one of the long-living empires in the world. It stayed as an empire more than 600 years. It ruled part of Europe, north of Black Sea, Middle East, and North Africa. And wherever you go in this area, you will find the Turkish legacy there, in terms of architecture, in terms of Turkish culture, like food, music, etc. But the Ottoman Empire, when it ceased to be existing, left almost more than 30 countries. Now, in this area, the geographical map will depict a lot of countries that became independent afterwards. One of the towering figures of the Ottoman Empire is Mehmet II. He is the conqueror of Istanbul, present-day Istanbul, our largest city. The conquest, as you know, you should be remembering from your history lessons, ushered in the New Ages. So the Middle Ages stopped when Istanbul was conquered, and New Ages started, and this precipitated, of course, Reformation and restoration in Europe. He was only 21 years old when he did this. Istanbul became afterwards the capital of the Turks, Ottoman Empire. Right after the conquest, he granted full religious freedom to everybody living inside the city. Actually, the Jews were there, but later on, Jews were expelled from Europe, and they were embraced by the Ottoman Empire to live inside the empire. Another important figure for the Turkish culture is an architect. We call him Mimar Sinan by the name. He is the one who adorned not only Istanbul, but also the territories of the Ottoman Empire with a lot of beautiful edifices. Mosques, of course, the important. This is one of the most beautiful mosques in the world, Selimiye. It's not in Istanbul, actually it's in Edirne, in our European land, very close to the Bulgarian border. He adorned the Ottoman territories with bridges, with caravansarais, with social buildings, but also with palaces and mosques. He lived in the 16th century, not during the conquest of Istanbul, afterwards. But the architecture he built still adorns the skyline of Istanbul. This is one of the beautiful skylines of cities that you can find. After the Ottoman Empire, the First World War ended the Ottoman Empire like other empires. The Russian Empire, the Austrian Empire, and the German Empire, they all collapsed. And from the ashes, the modern Turkish Republic was founded by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the founder of Turkey. I'm going to speak about him a little bit later. It is based on democratic and secular values, and there was a revolutionary transformation from the old, right after the establishment of the Republic. So we are now in the 91st anniversary of the Republic of Turkey. So it has been founded in 1923, as you can see. Atatürk, founding father of modern Turkey. He became a hero in the First World War as a young officer at Gallipoli when he was fighting against Britain and France. As you know, the Gallipoli war will be commemorated next year in its 100th anniversary. So 100 years has been elapsed since the Gallipoli War. After the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, Turkey was invaded by the Greek, Italian, French, and British armies. So he fought an independence war, and he won, of course. He was also the commander of the armies of Turkey. His revolutions are secularism, universal suffrage, so everybody was equal to vote, women included. Gender equality, that's very important because from the Ottoman Empire he inherited, there wasn't any gender equality. Adoption of the Latin alphabet, which is more compatible for the Turkish language. So this also led a lot of literacy in Turkey. And the Roman calendar. This is the present-day Turkish money. So some of the leading Turkish figures. Professor Arf, he's a mathematician, world-renowned mathematician. Mustafa İtri is a musician of the 17th century. And Yunus Emre Al talked about him. So there's a lot of... when we talk about prominent Turks, I think I have to mention Orhan Pamuk because a lot of Koreans know about him. His books, his works have been translated to many languages, including Korean language. And I met a lot of Koreans who speak the language, who have read his books. He's from Istanbul, together like Ara Güler. Ara Güler is a photographer, world-known photographer. I mention him because right now in Seoul there's an exhibition, and maybe you would like to go and admire his works. It's in the photography museum in Jamsil, if I'm not mistaken. So that's it. Some facts and figures about Turkey. We have a higher population than South Korea, but I think our combined population is almost equal to North and South together. That's very interesting. Our birth rate is higher than Korea. We are the 17th largest economy in the world and 6th in Europe. I think Korea is 15 or 16, so we are closer with Korea. Our GDP is lower than Korea, but not too much lower. When you take the purchasing power parities, the PPPs, 3Ps, it's closer. GDP is around 15,000. The economic growth rate is high. Actually, we are having a low growth rate right now. We used to have 8s, 9s, 7s, etc. But because of the global crisis and the crisis in the Middle East, our growth rate has a little bit dropped, but not dropped too low like the Europeans. Our trade volumes is lower than, but it is an emerging economy. It's one of the strongest growing economies in the world. Turkey's assets. First of all, we are a negotiating candidate for European Union. It's a strategic importance. So we want to become a European Union member. We have a young and educated workforce population. We have strong institutions. I put it especially here. That's my university, which I graduated from. It is the political sciences faculty of the Ankara University. So the foundation is, as you can see, 1859. As a modern institution, actually its roots go back a lot in history. It's almost a 600-year institution, but as a faculty, as a school, it has been established in the 19th century, mid-19th century. And the population growth is expected to continue until the mid-21st century, and it will peak around somewhere in the 80 millions. Social and cultural aspects of Turkey. It's a secular country with a predominantly Muslim population. That's very important because it relates to the events in the world. Turkey has a multi-party democracy. It has a tolerant population. It has known for its hospitality. We have strong family values like the Koreans. We respect our elders. We attribute a lot of importance to our families, our sisters and brothers. And as I said, we have a well-educated young population. So, some tourism information. Tourism is one of the income sources of Turkey. It has a very strong tourism industry. We hosted around 40 million tourists in Turkey. We have a population of 76 million, so more than half of our population tourists have come. We created quite some of revenues, 32 billion US dollars last year, and we are number 6 in world tourism. So we are I think, growing even better because we have good facilities in Turkey. So what does that mean? You will see only in 2006 there were around 20 million tourists, and right after some 6-7 years it has doubled. So still increasing. Although we have a crisis situation in the Middle East, Turkey is a very safe country. We have beautiful facilities and a lot of cultural things to offer to our tourists. Some tourism destinations, Pamukkale, the Cotton Castle, that's Cascade. Hot springs come out and they leave sulfur and also other material as they enter come out of the surface. So these formations are made, so you can walk on them. It's very interesting. It's in the middle of Turkey, so it's not related to the seashore. Bosphorus and Istanbul. It's this is a famous scene in Turkey. You can see that's a mosque built in the 19th century. Actually, the architecture is European. It's a Baroque mosque. Architecture is European. This is the first bridge across the Bosphorus Strait. Bosphorus Strait is not a river, so don't mix it with the Han River. It is a strait that connects two seas, the Black Sea and the Marmara Sea, and it's a very deep one, and the width is longer than the Han. It's almost 1.5 kilometers. So we have right now 2 bridges connecting the Bosphorus. This is Cappadocia. This is a unique place. There is no such geography in the world. So I will talk about it a little bit later. The Turkish Riviera is famous for its pristine waters, nice beaches, good facilities. We didn't put any facility pictures inside, but we have a lot of good hotels on a 1,000-kilometer coast. So most Europeans, when summer is a little bit cold and rainy, overcast, they enjoy summer holidays in Turkey.